Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we're diving into another updated build guide on Rampage. Rampage, another one of my favorite junglers in the game, and was actually requested, so big shout outs to you guys in the comment section. Again, drop a like in the video and subscribe for future Predecessor content. Yeah, my frequency is high right now because I'm just kind of getting through some of these build guides with new characters. Let's go ahead and dive into it, not waste any more time. So, first and foremost, Rampage is a tank through and through. I'm not a big fan of building much damage on him. I do think that Overlord versus Fire Blossom is a decent start, but I'm always going to lean the Fire Blossom way. You want to go Brimstone, and again, I'm going to kind of explain the items just to kind of talk about the build. With the tank crest, let's go ahead and do that first. With the tank crest, you want Saphir's Mantle. Saphir's Mantle, if you don't know, increase your size and maximum health by 12% for 6 seconds and deal 55 plus 1.5% maximum health true damage to nearby enemy heroes. After the duration, permanently increase your maximum health equal to 20% of the damage dealt by Atlas. So it's a permanently scaling health buff. This makes you bigger, it makes you stronger, makes you do some damage when you're on top of people. Perfect for Rampage. Really, really perfect for Rampage. So Saphir's Mantle is the way to go. Really solid item. 300 health, 300 HP crest. So why do you like Fire Blossom? Fire Blossom, the Brimstone is your jungle clear item. This is, you're going to start off with the Vitality Beads for a little extra health. You don't really need Spirit Beads for mana. And then eventually you're going to 850 buy. So your first back will be hopefully around the 850 buy for Brimstone. You're going to get 200 health, 200 mana, bonus, or Blaze, sorry, deal 12 magic damage per second to all nearby enemies, doubled against monsters. So this is a jungle clear item for tanks, essentially. So this is the Brimstone, really, really strong. And you're going to go ahead and full build Fire Blossom. So Fire Blossom's a really great, again, for tanks that just go in, 45 physical armor, 200 mana, so it's a really strong starting physical armor item, 300 HP, and then the Heat Wave on the full build is deal 15 magical damage per second to all nearby enemies, increasing with bonus health. Damage is amplified against immobilized targets and monsters. So if you dive in, you insta-rock somebody off of your ultimate, they're going to take increased damage, and then the more health you have, the more bonus health you have, so with more items, the more this is going to do. So Fire Blossom, great item, first pickup, you definitely want to start there. Now, this is where the tank build really opens up with slots 2 and 4, in my personal opinion, because if you have people that you need to anti-heal, then I think that you go with Tainted Guard second. So this is kind of what I'm thinking lately. I think 2 and 4 are the slots that can potentially swap depending on what the game is like. If they have a Narbash, they have a Crunch, a Chimera, they have some of these characters, another Rampage, which, ideally mirror matches are a thing, and I'm kind of gearing this toward ranked play at some point. If you have people that are going to be doing a lot of healing, then you want to go Tainted Guard. This is another armor item. It's 350 HP, 10 ability haste, 50 physical armor, Blighted Thorns. When hit by a basic attack, reduce the source's healing by 40% and apply a bleed to them for 3 seconds. So you're going to do some damage while they're hitting you, and then it's going to 40% anti-heal them. So this is a really good item. Second, if they have characters that are healing that you want to kind of shut down off of that healing mechanic. If you're not going to go in this direction, if you don't need to go in this direction, we're going to filter by physical armor. I think that you want to go into Giant's Ring. This is the item that I'm really loving. It's one of the brand new tank items, and mainly the reason why we're updating this. 325 HP, 60 physical armor, so we'll compare them, right? 350 health versus 325, 50 physical armor versus 60 physical armor, 10 ability haste, 10 ability haste. This says basic attacks from enemy heroes reduce your current basic ability cooldowns. Amazing. Gigantism, upon casting your ultimate, gain 20% increased size, 8% damage mitigation, and double the effectiveness of retribution. So you're going to be getting cooldowns faster, and when you ult on Rampage, you dive in, you have 8% damage reduction for 6 seconds. This item, if you don't need to have anti-healing, Giant's Ring second, phenomenal. So we're going to assume you don't. Phenomenal item. This is really, really good. Now, third item, I think that this is just so locked in because after you go 2 items deep with physical armor, you do need to worry about some of the mages and, the magic damage that's going to be coming. So for mid lane, magic damage most likely, supports like Richter, Bellica, Decker, all of that kind of magic damage, off lane tanks, you get the point. Those kind of magic damage, Unbroken Will. This is hands down the best magic armor item for someone like Rampage. I think it is so incredibly good. This is an anti-CC item as well. Like if they have a lot of CC, it's not anti-CC, but it's really, really good against strong CC comps. So again, Steel, Richter, Decker, Bellica, anything that's some kind of form of CC, let's go ahead and take a look at it. 350 HP, 150% base health regen, 15% tenacity, 35 magic armor, so not like a super high magic armor value. Undying when you're immobilized, so again, CC, gain 30% increase total physical armor and total magic armor, so it increases your armors. And then if you're immobilized or displaced, restore 3% of your maximum health over 3 seconds. This item is broken. Like, it's been nerfed, it's still broken. This is the 3rd slot item, unless you need it second. Like if they have a really heavy magic damage comp, you can build it second. So you get the point. A lot of the tank items, you just kind of shift around where they go. This is a really core 3 build. I love this build. I'm really, really digging it. Now, I think the majority of your matches are probably going to have heavier physical damage, and slots 4 and 5, as always, very, very open for interpretation. I do think that Tainted Guard is so good that you probably slot it here regardless of what you go 5th slot, or you're going to put it 4th or 5th. I think it's that good, but there are so many really good armor items that I want to talk about. If you want to do a little bit more damage, Citadel is a phenomenal armor item. This is going to give you physical damage because it is a bruiser fighter item, so it's a little low on the health and a little low on the armor, but you gain 8 physical armor for each enemy hero that's near you. So as you dive in and you're standing on their team, you're gaining additional armor per hero. And then nearby enemy heroes have their physical armor decreased by 20%. So as you dive in, your carry shooting behind you is going to be doing more damage to them because you're decreasing their physical armor by 20%. So a phenomenal item on Rampage, really good on Greystone, really good on Chimera, really good on all of the bruisers, the dive in kind of all in characters, including Sereth. Really, really strong item, really phenomenal. I'm also a huge fan of the new reworked Warden's Faith. This item is 300 health, 70 physical armor, stalwart, take 15% decreased damage from critical strikes. So if they have 2 carries, great item. If they have like a Sereth and a carry, great item. If she's building crit, you know, she probably will build a little bit of crit. Mocking Presence, nearby enemy heroes have their physical power reduced by 6%. So if they have, you know, 2 or 3 physical power users, really, really good item. I think this is definitely something to consider. If they're a very melee heavy team, let's say they have a Crunch, a Grux, and like a Richter or something, or even if they only just have 2, Stonewall. 250 HP, 150% base health regen, 70 physical armor. Taking damage that would reduce you below 40% maximum health unleashes a shockwave, stunning all enemies nearby, or stunning all nearby enemies for 0.75 seconds on a 90-second cooldown. Bulwark, take 10% decreased damage from physical abilities, increasing with additional physical armor. So, just damage decreased from physical abilities. This is if they're double melee bruisers, they're going to get in your face and you need a little bit of self peel. That stun is going to help you with that. If they have Sereth, Grux, and a carry, or Sereth or Grux and a carry, something like Frostguard is phenomenal. 200 HP, 70 physical armor, 10 ability haste, 250 mana. Apply a stack of Stifle to nearby enemy heroes every 1 second, and Stifle is when hit by a basic attack, reduce the source's total attack speed by 4% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So really good against auto attack focused characters. So as you're, you know, kind of fighting against them, it slows them down a little bit. Really, really phenomenal items. Again, I think this is something that you put slots 4, 5. If you need more magic armor, I think that there's definitely an option that I want to talk about. It's something I used to do a lot more, and I'm still probably going to keep doing it. It's probably a 4 slot, 5th slot specific like tech, and that's to build double tainted. So let me talk about this. Double tainted does not apply multiple instances of anti-heal. You can only anti-heal someone to 40%, but when you're hit by a basic attack, you reduce the source's healing by 40% and apply a bleed to them for 3 seconds, which deals magic damage based on your primary physical armor, or on your physical armor. Tainted Bastion, this is 350 health, 150 base health regen, 35 magic armor. Receiving magical damage reduces the source's healing by 40% for 3 seconds. Gain 5% damage mitigation doubled versus targets affected by Blight. So if you have somebody that's hitting you with magic damage, they're affected by Blight. If you have somebody that is hitting you with auto attacks, they are affected by Blight because you have Blight on your Tainted Guard and on your Bastion. This is gain 5% damage mitigation, so you'll always have that no matter what. It'll be 10% damage mitigation if you have both of them, pretty much permanently. It may not be 100% permanently, but you're probably about 90% of the time you have 10% damage mitigation. So this is like tank items that give you good stats and then give you damage mitigation on top of it as well. Kind of like the passive that you otherwise would get on a different item. So this is an option. If you need more magic damage and you don't want to go this direction, you could, of course, go into Crystalline Cuirass. This is a run them down kind of item. You're going to get movement speed. I'm not going to read through this one, but definitely a potential option as well. So, friends, these are the items that I like. I think that this right here is a core 3, core 4 build, and then your last slot is a little bit open. If you feel the pressure from physical armor, you know, do something like this, right? This is going to bring you damage and, you know, reduce their armor. There's so many potential options. I think Frosted Lure, a newer item. I'm still trying to feel out if I like it. Stand near enemy heroes for 4 seconds to unleash a pulse of energy, dealing true damage to all nearby enemy heroes based on your maximum health, slowing them by 40% for 1 second. And then Frostwave shields you for 120% of the damage dealt. I think that this is a potentially good item. The thing is that it's a little bit low on that armor. So could be a good 5th slot potentially. But that's what I'm thinking for Rampage. Hopefully this was helpful to kind of get you going into the core build. Like I said, make sure you are popping that Sapphire's Mantle whenever you do get around enemy players. Like, you know, get it stacking, make sure you're working on that. Unbroken Will, this is the magic armor item of the game, though. That's really the one you're going to be wanting to look for. And yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So friends, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like in the video, subscribe for future Predecessor content. As always, be sure to be kind to one another, tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.